Hey, what's up everybody? The Amazing here, bringing you another review. But you already know who I am. Let's get to the toy. Today we're reviewing the Mezco PX exclusive Arsenal, aka Roy Harper, aka Red Arrow, whatever it is you choose to call him. The fact of the matter is, the toy is finally released, so let's get to it. So, as you know, the Mezco toy, when you get a regular body, you're going to get two more base bodies off of it. And from the Green Arrow body, we now have Arsenal, aka Red Arrow. So there's been some adjustments made to him, which I'm really enjoying. It overall made a great figure even better, and I'm very happy with it. So if you have Green Arrow, or if you've seen a review from me or someone else, you already know what you're getting into. And if not, let's talk about what we have. Overall, we have the cloth figure, and the cloth on the figure is actually the legs and the upper torso, and we have the hood as well. The quiver is actually not cloth for obvious reasons. It is a plastic, very hard. The sides on the gauntlets, legs, everything else is plastic. But this is cloth and faux leather, so you have to be aware that if it's really humid, you may lose out. It may rip or stretch or flake. So please be aware of that. Please be careful. The first thing I want to start on is the head sculpt, which is actually really nice. I'm enjoying the fact that it's different. It's not exactly the same one as the Green Arrow. The hair is different. It's painted really nicely. It looks like if you had gotten Roy as an adult, didn't get his arm chopped off, you would actually be in really good shape here. So I really like that. Now the body wise, what people don't know is that this is actually shorter than Green Arrow. So it's more like a sort of jacket for him. There are no gauntlet pieces painted on that's different on the arms. Now as far as articulation goes, you get what you really get for a Mezco figure. You have to be careful of the cloth. You don't want it to rip, but it actually does go all the way around. You have bicep swivel, and you have joints, but not double jointed. It's held up by the gauntlets, so please be aware of that. But it does have a butterfly joint on the inside, so that's another thing that's really cool. So as you know, you can actually get that extra articulation to go back or forth. You can see it right there. What's also really cool is that the leg goes all the way up, and it's double jointed. It's not hindered by the back of the armor. It actually rotates as well. So just be a little okay with that. Just don't do too much to like get it out of your way. The one drawback on it though is that we still don't have really good ankle pivot, and even though it's something that they completely modified, it's still not as good as it should be. So for those of you that are modders, be prepared to Dremel it out, make some modifications. And I know we want ankle pivot, but considering what it is, it's still pretty nice. It does rotate all the way around. Just doesn't get to the way you want it to all the way in. Not without risk of breaking it or snapping it. So please be a little careful with that. You don't want to run a risk. My arms don't sit completely flush without coming back up after time, but they can sit flush. It's held up by the cloth here, so you don't want to get caught up. Be careful with that. Please, please, please be careful with that. I'm only saying that because there's been times when people have done that, it get caught and it rips, and you're pretty much losing your mind from that. So I don't want you guys freaking out over it. Now, what does Arsenal come with? You actually get the same thing you get with Green Arrow. It's just that it actually it looks different in red. So we have the knife, which as you can see I'm taking out to put back in. My cat hair is everywhere, and even though I've cleaned today, it seems like they've jumped on my desk, so I apologize for that. So as you can see, you have the red stuff. I'm sorry. You have the red apparel for Arsenal, and you have the arrows that come sort of in the pack. So these are arrows that you get, and please be careful because these can snap if you're not cleaning them up or know what you're doing. And as you can see, you can just drop them right in, and now you have arrows inside the quiver. Really cool stuff. For obvious reasons, you get a bow with Arsenal. You know, he shoots arrows for a living, so that's what we don't want. Now, here's the big difference between Arsenal and Green Arrow. Green Arrow's bow, the bowstring was just way, way, way too tight. It's caused breakage at the top and the bottom for most people's on their bows, and it caused trouble. Now, Mezco went out of their way to fix that, and now we don't have to worry about it because the bowstring is made more stretchy, of a more stretchy material, so that way you can now shoot your arrows all you want, all the time. So we're going to test it like I did with Green Arrow, and we're going to see if we can shoot some arrows. Yeah, we can, but I sucked at that, so let's try that again. Let's line it up. And now I dropped it. I suck at this today, so I apologize in advance. But obviously you can shoot arrows. Its bowstring is much stronger and more flexible, so that's really cool. You also get the three-prong arrow, well, the 3 arrows at once for the trick shot to shoot 3 at once. Just like Green Arrow, he can hold it with the arrow hand. It's really cool stuff. You also get the bomb arrow. Can't remember which this arrow is, but this one is double tipped, so this might be a heavy artillery arrow or a grenade arrow or a smoke bomb arrow, whatever it is you want it to actually be. Grappling hook arrow, which we've all known and seen in some shape or form in the comics. You actually get one regular arrow like you saw me do. Now, as far as hands go, you get the same as green arrows, except instead of them being in green, they're in black. You get the open quiver hands from when they're shooting or just relaxed or action shots. As you can see on him, I have one of the bow hands. I'm actually going to put it in the bow now. So you guys, I'm going to put the bow in hand so you guys can see what's going on, how to hold it. And be careful because you don't want to stretch out your thumb to the point that it doesn't hold the bow. So just be careful when you're doing it. And as you can see, he's holding the bow. Now, what's really cool is, like I said, the bowstring is done better this time around. So you can actually have him grab the bowstring without fear of it messing up. And this is something I definitely want to go over and cover. Let's get this posing straight. Let's get the hand straight. Let's pull his bowstring. This is where it gets a little tricky for me because I'm trying to watch the camera and also do this for you guys. So bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I like to get hands-on and show you guys what I can, because what happens is you can always go by somebody's word, but some people need visual tuners to actually know what the hell they're doing. Like me, I learn by seeing things. You can tell me all you want, but I won't know unless you actually show me. So as you can see, he can hold the bow with no issue, and it looks absolutely great. You can see he can pull back the string. You don't have to worry about it worrying or breaking or anything like that. And I really enjoy the fact that this is the fix. You know, Mezco went out of their way and they fixed previous issues. Still, obviously, we're having some work with the ankle pivot, but this is a major thing for Red Arrow, aka Arsenal, that you want to be able to draw the bow and not look crazy. So that's something I like. As you can see, he comes with hands. Also, looking on the retrospect side, you can also hold it the opposite way. I was originally left-handed before I became ambidextrous, so I catered to my left. You also get a hand for holding the knife. As you saw, I put the knife in before. A hand for holding the knife is actually really good. Holds the knife with no issues. Really good stuff. Then you also have a hand for holding the arrows when you retrieve them from the quiver or you want to put them in a certain position. And this one actually gets a little tricky because for Green Arrow, I have no issues with this, but I actually am having issues with it for my Arsenal, which I'm working on because he used to hold it with no issue, but there we go. See? No issue. And as you know, he comes with 2 closed fists. Now, I've pretty much covered everything I can about Arsenal. If I've missed something, I apologize, but I think I've covered just about everything. So, let's get to the size comparison. The thing that most people want to ask and they're going to skip around my video for. Because, you didn't compare the size. What does it look like? What size does it go with? So, here's Arsenal standing straight up. And here he is next to an SH Figuarts Decade. It's a renewal body. So, it's pretty much evened out with a little bit more height than the older body. Voila. Here he is next to Articulated Icon stuff with a custom G.I. Joe Revolution head. And let's get him next to some sort of random Marvel legend. So height-wise, he's still a little in scale. I have him leaned back a little. So he's probably a little taller than him, but not too much. I think he'll work in scale properly with them. Now, I know I talked about earlier with Green Arrow. So in comparison with Green Arrow, let's get this out. So, like I said before, the jacket is shorter. You don't have the extra green on the arms as well as casted. The hood is about the same. The jacket is a little shorter. Modified differences. But overall, from the same body, you still get great figures. If you like Green Arrow, you'll pretty much love Arsenal, especially because it did the job of fixing the bowstring issue. So I think you'll enjoy it. In the meantime, I hope I've been informative. I hope I've helped you guys out. And I hope you're drinking your water. Do good, be good, keep those hearts full. Later.